What is up, everybody? Welcome to the first six-figure flipper show. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight, and I'm going to show you guys how it's done, pretty much. Doing this, flipping phones and electronics and different things like that. Right? We're going to go over a couple of different key things when it comes to this business, and how you guys can start, number one, how you can grow, and then we'll talk a little bit about how you can also scale this business a little bit. All right. So I like to keep live streams and stuff somewhat short. So I'm going to run you guys through this and allow you guys to really dive into everything here. And I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. Okay. So let's talk about it. Right. So let's talk a little bit about my story real fast, right? In 2017, I was a server in a restaurant. I was working for tips. My wife was pregnant. And out of nowhere, my now mentor, David Kosciuszko, his ad popped up on my feed. And from then on, my life has somewhat pretty much changed, okay? And in a dramatic way. So ever since I started reselling phones and electronics, things have changed. Things have changed in a massive way, and it's exciting, right? It's exciting learning a new skill. So actually, out of phone flipping, I ended up creating my own marketing agency. I got into crypto. I got into a bunch of other things, but I really want to give back to this community. That it's something I'm very passionate about, and it's something I know 100% pretty much through and through. However, there is, things that I'm still learning. So that's what the Six-Figure Flipper show is all about. It's to help you guys understand where you can go from to where you can go to, right? So I started as I was a lowly server working for the tips. So, if I can do it, you guys can do it, right? So let's talk about it, right? So how does one become a six-figure flipper, right? Well, number one, you got to have the right mindset about it, right? I remember whenever I was going through David Kosciuszko's program, he had a credo that we would say pretty much every day, or I would say, a lot of people would, but I would. I told myself that I was going to be a 10K superstar, and then I went much further than that, right? I had $40,000, $50,000 months as a reseller where I was making 30% profits. Now I'm actually in the process of rebuilding in a brand new area as well. And I'm already on track to do 10,000 my first month with about 3 to 4K in profit. So I'm only going to go up from there, right? So it's really exciting. So let's get started. How does all of this work? How do you get leads? How do you get phones in your hand to sell, right? Well, let's do it. So, we do leads in, I'm not even going to share my screen. I'm just going to share it with you guys. So I get leads in 3 different ways. So I get leads from Craigslist. Yes, I use Craigslist still. I will get leads from Facebook, and then I will get leads mostly from my paid Facebook ads. That's typically where a lot of my stuff comes from. So those are the best places. If you don't have a whole lot of money, I highly recommend Craigslist. Post in the wanted section. I'll show you guys a couple of my ads here real quick, just to give you guys a good general overview of what they look like. Let me find this. Craigslist. Here we go. So we post ads in the wanted section, and oh look, there's somebody in my area. All right, so here's a good one. This is mine right here. This is specifically for MacBooks. So wanted, I buy your phones and electronics as is on the spot, right? And pretty much what I did is I copied somebody else's ad, and then I kind of reworded it for what I was looking to buy, right? So here's an example of one. Sometimes I'll post an ad like this. This is my ad. It literally says this. This is all it says, and people, they call me and text me and stuff. It's crazy. And I'll show you guys that here real quick. Let's go to app.reseldeck. Resell Deck is my software. that I built specifically for this business. Let's go here, and I'll show you guys actual conversations coming from Craigslist. Convos. All right, so Craigslist. Every phone number you guys see in here is pretty much Craigslist. It's either Craigslist or Google, but most of them are Craigslist. And then you guys can see, all of the other ones here, right? And then you can also see the messenger ones. These come from Facebook ads. So that's how I generate leads pretty much on a daily basis. It's between Craigslist, Facebook ads, and that's most of the way that's it. So that is how we do it. I post ads that look like this. They're crappy. People go here, they hit me up, and that's how all of that works. So they show the phone number, the email, etc. Right? That's how I get leads. So go post some ads. Good rule of thumb is 3 Craigslist ads a day. Now I don't recommend them all being phones. I recommend you try to post like a phone one, a MacBook one, and like a game console one. That's what I do personally, because I like to buy different things, because I actually make a lot more profit on other things than I do just on phones. Okay. So now what do we do when somebody agrees, or when somebody messages us? They're like, I have an iPhone 12 Pro Max that I'm looking to sell. What do we do? Right? Like, how do we know what to offer on that? Well, guys, there's a couple of different ways that we can make offers here, right? So personally, this is what I do. So let's go back, and I'm going to go to a direct buyer sheet. So let me type that in. So once somebody messages me, and let's just say it's a phone, because in the beginning, most of your leads will be phones. Go to sheets. There we go. We'll go to the New York City phone buyer list. So the way that I do this, guys, and this has been pretty much foolproof for me, is I will go to a direct buyer sheet, and I'll typically go to one that is, on the lower end of offering. And what I'll do is, let's go to that iPhone 12 Pro Max, right? So that would be right here. Let's just say it's carrier locked, because most of the time they will be. And also, one thing I don't ask right away is it unlocked? Like, I usually never ask that, because I just assume it's carrier locked. That way I'll make more money, right? So what I'll do is, if somebody hits me up and they're like, I have an 11 Pro Max, I'll ask if there's any issues with it. Let's just say it's got a cracked screen, right? So let's go to iPhone 12 Pro Max, 128 gigabyte, carrier locked. And then we're going to go to C, heavy wear. So $420 is what the NYC phone buyer will buy it for. Typically, what I like to do is offer $100 less than that. So I would offer between $300 to $320 for that specific device cracked. Now, I know that it will sell for more online, right? So if we go to like something like eBay, let's go to eBay. And then we type in iPhone 12 Pro Max cracked. Let's just look that up. We'll go to sold. What we want to do is we want to go to sold listings here, just like that. We'll just assume it's bad ESN, which is basically financed. And you don't even really have to put for parts are not working, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so we see here that this device is selling on this sold. This one's cracked front and back, so we don't want that one. This one's cracked LCD. That's going to be worth less. That means the screen itself is busted. All right, here's the one with a cracked back that sold for $280. So it's actually looking like the NYC phone buyer it's a good price actually. They're paying for these. So this is something to notice, and it's always good to go check out different. Oh, here we go. Cracked screen, LCD, and back. So this is cracked front and back. But this one sold for $499, which is interesting. So it's always good to have multiple places to sell to, right? It's always good to have multiple buyers. eBay is a good place to find buyers. The NYC phone buyer is a good place to find buyers. There are more. So honestly, this is a good price. I would probably just sell the device to the NYC phone buyer, because their price is actually a little bit more stable in eBay. and I would actually make more profit that way. So this is how I appraise the devices. Now, when it comes to actually offering the devices for the devices, right? Here's how I do it. So let's actually let's go back to Resell Deck, and I'll actually show you guys how I closed the deal today. Here we go. All right, so this one right here. Okay. Let me fetch older messages. All right, let's start at the beginning of the conversation here. This is a deal that I closed today that I will be picking up tomorrow. So this person said cell phone, Galaxy S21, and one of the camera glass is broken. What company is it with? AT&T. All I said was we can do about $100 for this model. What hours are y'all open? And then I told them pretty much that. And so there wasn't a whole lot of negotiating in this one, right? But guys, typically what's going to happen is out of every 10 messages, you're going to get 1 to 2 people that are just like, okay, cool. So your closing average when you're doing messaging is going to be about 10 to 20%. All right, so that's a good rule of thumb to remember. And then I'll be picking this device up tomorrow for about $100. So pretty cool. 2 iPhones, the rest Samsung has about 8 phones. So this is a Craigslist ad, by the way. This lead came from Craigslist. So awesome. Can you give some details on which phones they are? Okay. And then we got a Canon EOS Rebel. So I buy cameras quite often. So this is a good one. Actually, I don't think this one's worth a whole lot though, but we can look it up, right? That's the beautiful thing about eBay. So Canon EOS Rebel. So it's just the EOS Rebel. Okay, so there's quite a few different ones. So I'm gonna wanna ask another question here. Does that have a T3i or something at the end of it? So this make it a little bit more understandable. Okay, so that's how that all works, guys. That's a bit of negotiating. So there's 3 big parts to this whole thing, right? Everything comes down to these 3 things for the most part. Getting the leads, which we use Craigslist and Facebook ads. You can also use Facebook groups as well for this. All you really want to do though is generate leads every day, right? If you can generate 10 leads a day, you can do like 2,000 a month in profit this way, right? There is money to be made flipping used and damaged electronics, right? So it comes down to these 3 simple things. It comes down to getting the leads, right? So posting your ads so you can generate the leads every single day. Appraising the item correctly so you know what to offer. So you always want to know what to offer. Now, by using the NYC phone buyer list, that, especially on phones, that gives you guys something to work with there. If you guys have any questions on anything, please let me know. And make sure you have it set to panelists, all panelists and attendees. By the way, I'll drop that NYC phone buyer list for you guys. Let me do that real quick. Make it super easy for you. There we go. Dropping that in the comments. There you go, guys. That's the NYC phone buyer list. Keep that, save it to your Google Sheets. Super easy for you guys to make appraisals off of that. Okay. And then the last part, guys, is negotiation. So you want to negotiate back and forth a little bit. We do have a script, but that is in my program. I can't give that away. So, but negotiating back and forth is kind of, where it comes in. Something I like to do a lot is when somebody asks, why can't you pay more, right? One thing I'll always do, and this is one of the best negotiation tactics that I have ever learned. It's called blame the third party, right? One of the best lines I'll use is, unfortunately, the market won't let me pay that much, right? Or something I'll also do is I'll tell the truth. I tell people I'm a reseller all the time. People actually respect that when I do that more. because they understand. I will literally tell somebody, I will show them on eBay, hey man, this is selling for $100. I can only offer about 30 for it because I got to pay for the fees and the shipping, and then I'll make only about 40 bucks afterwards. And most of the time, guys are like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense, right? They know that I have to make money. They realize this, right? So you don't have to be like scheming people to get deals. That is not necessary. Most of these people realize what you're doing. This is how you make money. This is what you do, right? So 3 steps, right? Post ads so that you can generate leads every day. Appraise the items correctly so you know what offer to make. Try to make at least $50 to $100 or more on every deal. And then 3, negotiate back and forth, blame the market, or tell the truth, right? This is how you guys start in this industry, right? If you don't have, if you don't have funds to get started, one thing you can do is you can sell stuff around the house. That's something I did, right? I sold some things around the house that I didn't really need anymore. And I also asked other people if I could sell stuff for them, and then I'd take 50%. They were more than happy to do that. So if you have trouble getting started in this industry, those are some options that you can use to get started really quickly. So, all right, cool. Does anybody have any questions? Feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, this will be the first episode of the 6-figure phone, or the 6-figure, what did I call it? The 6-figure flipper show. So also, guys, if you guys want, I do have a program on this. Right now it's $497 or $197 for 3 months. It goes over everything, like all of it, right? And cool thing is you can actually pay with that. If you have devices around the house, you can actually send me the devices. If it's worth equal to the same value as the program, I'll give you access to the program. It's pretty cool. It's a little trade-in type thing. Trade for information, right? So other than that, or if it's just easier for you, paying cash, doesn't matter, right? I'll drop that link below for you guys as well. But did anybody have any questions, concerns, anything like that? Let me know in the chat, and I will be more than happy to answer it for you guys and help you guys out. That's what I'm here to do. I want to help you guys out. I want to help as many people change their lives as mine was changed. Where do you send the devices for trading? So what you'll do, I'm going to put in, so it's actually, let me put this in here real quick. So resellingelectronicsforprofit.com/course. Okay, so the link is right there. If you copy and paste that link into your browser, that will take you to my sales page. You can see where you can do the whole trade-in thing. So if you actually, here, we'll actually do it. I'll show you guys directly. So www.resellingelectronicsforprofit.com/course. So we actually go there. Oops, typed it in incorrectly. Yeah, that should be correct. There we go. Okay. So you click that link or copy and paste it. You'll see this page. You'll scroll down here. You'll say skip to payment options. And then here's the option to barter with me. That's what the trade-in is. If you guys want to trade in your stuff for the program, you can do that. Now it has to be of equal value, right? It has to be like $497, right? It has to be that. And what you'll do is you'll click here. You'll fill out all of the information here, what devices you have, the IMEI, the photos, and then the estimated value of all the devices. I will appraise the devices myself on how much they are worth. And then we will basically go from there. I'll probably give you a phone call, shoot you an email. And also I do reserve the right to refuse devices. I reserve that right, okay? Another way for the program is you can actually pay in crypto as well if you want to. If you got crypto, go for it. If the easiest way is cash, there it is, right? But I do have a crypto payment processor set up here. So there it is. Yeah, pretty cool. So any other questions, guys? Does anybody else have any questions? They need any help? or anything else. Yeah. If not, how many platforms can we run ads? So I run ads on Facebook. I run ads on Instagram. I am currently learning how to run ads on TikTok. So that's something that's coming. I hope to really nail that down because the algorithm on that is fantastic, but I haven't gotten enough results yet to say, hey, you can do this, right? So right now I run ads on Facebook, I run ads on Instagram. I actually run ads on Nextdoor as well. I'll post some free ads on the Nextdoor app. I have gotten a few devices from that. However, they are kind of annoying with their like local moderators. So that's the only issue with that. I did try running actual ads on their page using like the business page for Nextdoor, and it sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it was really bad. I don't know if I just did it wrong, but I find myself as somebody who's pretty good at running ads. So if it didn't work for me, then that, I don't know. I just think the platform isn't very good for it yet. So, and that's yet, right? That can always change as well. So, but so there's a couple of different places, right? There's Facebook groups, there's Instagram, there's Craigslist, there's Nextdoor. There's a lot of different places you can run ads. Google My Business is one. Of course, I guess you could run Google ads, but I'll be honest, that's kind of a waste of money. Set up with Google My Business, that's a whole lot better. So yeah, keep the questions coming, guys. I love these questions. Let's do a full-on Q&A. If I start a $5 a day on Facebook now, I'm at $10 a day. Should I do a $20 a day? If I start with $5 a day on Facebook now, wait, so I'm a little confused, Fed. Are you currently running ads on Facebook right now? Okay, so you're currently running ads on Facebook. All right, what I would do, and what are your results at right now? Like what's your CPM? What is that? Or what's your ROAS? Like I'm actually more interested in that. So ROAS, return on ad spend. So how much profit are you making? Oh, $2.95 a message. That's beautiful, dude. It's fantastic. Especially right now with Facebook being the way it is. $2.95, mine are like $4 right now. But I'm still making money, right? So if we actually look at my ROAS, let me pull that up. Still a fresh account, by the way. So let's pull that up real quick. Something I always go over is ROAS. I like going over ROAS rather than cost per message because I find that the return on ad spend tells me a whole lot more than the CPM, because the CPM, the cost per message, can be off a lot because of Facebook's tracking. So here is my, it's not this account. Actually should be. Let me find it here. Here we go. All right, so this is a newish business. So March. Okay, so something I go off of all the time is ROAS. So I'm sitting at a 316% return on ad spend, and my cost per message is $466. So now I do want to point out that I run ads. Oh, I'm not showing you guys anything. Hold on, let me pull it up. Oh, 40% profit, dude, you're killing it. It's beautiful. So one thing I do want to point out, this is my KPI sheet. This is how I keep track of everything. You guys can see I do pawn profits, ads plus pawn, everything right here. But my return on ad spend here is 316%. So that's really good. But my cost per lead is 466, right? That's a little high, but you guys got to also think, I run ads for cameras, I run ads for game consoles, and I run ads for phones. I also run ads for MacBooks and stuff. So I'm always updating this, right? So, but I really focus on my return a lot more than on what my cost per message is, if that makes any sense. And this is the stuff that I used to teach to David's students all the time. Focus on the ROAS, and the cost per message will always work itself out every single time. So at $2.95 a message with a 40% profit margin, you're doing good, man. What are you doing per month right now? Like, what's your sales? What's your total profit? If you don't mind sharing that, just I always like to ask just to see where people are. But other than that, guys, yeah. So it really comes down to three things, right? It's getting the leads, and growing, right? Sales 15,000. That's fantastic, man. Beautiful. Don't buy my regular program then. You'll want something I'm coming out with later. We call it the rescale program. Want to hit 30K? Okay. Are you currently we'll talk after this. Reach out to me, Fed, afterwards, and we'll talk. Actually, let me send you my calendar link thing, and I will do that real quick. Just make life easy for you. All right, somebody else had a question. Let's see here. What is the safest method for picking up devices, right? So that's a really good question. So the way that I do it is I always meet people at Starbucks. Like, now I always meet people in a local location. I won't ever meet anybody in a parking lot. So don't meet people in a parking lot. It's not safe. Just being forward with that. One thing I highly recommend is, meet people at like coffee shops or just someplace that's safe, right, for you and them. That's the way I always do things. I never meet people outside. I don't meet people at their houses. I don't do that stuff. That stuff is unsafe. So it's something I highly recommend against, right? So just be safe, right? Like, definitely be safe and let them know. So if you ever get somebody that that's like, oh, well, I don't want to meet inside. What I usually say is like, hey, this is for your and my safety. Like, every time, that's the way I do things. It's for both of our safety, and that's the way that I frame that, simply because I want them to feel safe, and I want to feel safe, right? Like, I want to feel safe with this business, right? So this is one thing to make sure of. And Fed, I dropped that link for you. You can fill out that quick application, and we can do a quick call or something. Okay, cool. Does anybody else have any more questions? If not, I'm going to wrap up the first of 8 episodes of the six-figure flipper show. So looking forward to seeing you guys next week. You should get notified next Monday for the next episode. And I'm looking forward to helping you guys really, really dial this in and get started with all of this. So looking forward to helping you guys. And let's see. It sounds like you need to run ads to start. So how much money should you have? Good question. So a lot of people start a lot of times on orientation. With the last program that I did with David, we recommended $5 a day. That was it. Start off with $5 a day, build yourself up, and kind of go from there. But I always recommend $5 a day as the starting point. So about $150 a month. But you also got to realize, like, if you buy 3 phones out of $150 in ad spend, you're going to make that almost guaranteed, right? So it's important to remember that. So, all right. Well, if nobody has any more questions, I will see you guys next Monday for the next episode of the Six-Figure Flipper Show. So see you guys then. You guys have a great night, and talk to you guys soon.